Hello and welcome back to a beautiful spring day in the Peak District National Park. So as you'll have seen from the title and the pack that I've got on my back, I'm finally filming a wild camp in the Peak District. Something that I've promised to do on the channel for nearly a year now. I've just never got round to taking the camera out with me on one of my camps. But today ended up being the perfect time to do it. So I'm out in my local woodland. It's one of my favourite places to come for a short walk. And so I thought it would be perfect to come here and do a wild camp. I had originally planned to go up to Kinder and do a wild camp up there. However, for two reasons, I'm not going to be doing that today. Firstly, I actually ran the Edel skyline yesterday. I managed to get my PB, which I was absolutely buzzing about. However, my legs and feet are completely ruined today. So I thought another trip up Kinder today would not be a wise move for my legs and feet. And the second reason being, although it is absolutely glorious right now, the sun's out, it's 18 degrees, it's been a perfect spring day. However, this evening, the winds are supposed to pick up and there's a band of rain coming in around midnight. So I thought I don't really want to be on Kinder when it's going to be blowing a gale, a bit rainy. So I thought I'd save that for when there's going to be better weather conditions and when my legs are feeling fresh. So the plan for this video, from here, I'm going to head down this little valley that I'm currently sat in, try and find a little spot that's just nestled into the woodlands a little bit, so I've got a bit of shelter from the weather and wind. I've come nice and early so I can have a good look around for a good pitch. I have walked around here loads, so I've already got a few ideas in mind where I can pitch the tent tonight. And then from there, I'm going to pitch the tent. We might get the drone up if the wind stays as it is. And after that, I'm just going to have some dinner, have a really nice chill, give these legs a good rest this evening, and just have a really nice chilled, relaxing evening out in the woods. So enough of me talking. I'm going to head on down the valley now and find a place to pitch the tent. Once I'm there, I'll go through a bit of the kit that I've brought with me today and what I'm using, because obviously this is the first wild camp video I've ever done. So I'll catch up with you when I find a nice place to pitch the tent. We'll get it up and then we'll have a little chat through what kit I've brought with me today. So this is the spot right here, surrounded by these beautiful trees. Perfect little windbreak for the night. There hasn't been a breath of wind since I've been sat here. And we're even surrounded by this really old dry stone wall. So it's the perfect little spot to be sheltered from the elements this evening. So camp's all set up, as you can see. Only took about 10 to 15 minutes to put the tent up. So the tent I've used today is the Nature Hike Cloud Peak 2. It's a fantastic little tent. And I went for the 2-man because, as you might have noticed, I'm quite tall, so I always like to have a 2-man tent for camping. I just like that extra space. I sometimes find the 1-man tent's just far too crammed. I hope you enjoyed that drone footage. I thought it'd be just a good idea so you could see where I am from an aerial view, and so that you could also see the stunning woodland that I'm camped in tonight. And like I said before, I'm so happy that I stumbled across this little place to camp tonight. It really is an absolute gem of a place. Since setting up the tent, I've set everything up inside. And seeing as this is the first wild camp video I've done, I'm going to show you some of the kit I've brought with me today. I'm going to keep it quick. Later on in the year, when I've kind of upgraded everything that I want to upgrade, I will definitely do a wild camping loadout video. So I'll show you absolutely everything that I pack in my bag to come on a wild camp. But for today, I'll just show you what I've brought with me. So like I was saying, this is the Nature Hike Cloud Peak 2. Fantastic little 2-man tent. So we'll open up inside. I've got the footprint underneath as well. So we've got the mountain equipment, Starlight 1 bag. I've had it for years. Does the job for a night where it's only going to be 8 degrees, so it's not going to be cold tonight. And under there, I've got the Thermarest Neo Air X Therm. An absolutely fantastic roll mat, packs down to absolutely nothing and keeps you extremely warm. I think it's got an R value rating of 6.9. Fantastic mat. You feel warm when you sit on it. It's awesome. And then I've got the Trekology blow up pillow. I think it cost me 15 quid off Amazon. I actually find it really comfortable. I know some people aren't massive fans of the inflatable ones, but I deflate it a little bit so it kind of softens up a bit. And I seem to find it very comfortable, and I'm quite fussy when it comes to pillows. So yeah, that's a great little pillow. And then I've just got all my dry sacks. I like to pack pretty much everything in dry sacks, and I do have a liner in the bag as well. Just to keep everything dry. So I've got like my clothes that I sleep in, so I've got like my thermals, I've got my down jacket in there, electricals in there. This is a cool little bag. It's actually a Gore-Tex bag. Toiletries in there, and then I've got the drone as well there, and that obviously takes up a lot of room in the bag, so I won't be taking that on every wild camp this year, but I managed to squeeze it in today. Got my water bottles, got the camera which I've been using today, the Sony ZV-1 with my tripod, and then lastly we've got the bag that I've brought today. So you may have noticed it's quite an old bag, and when I say old, it's actually over 30 years old. It's a Carrymore bag. It's made for actually like proper mountaineering. It's my dad's, and I just thought I'd bring it out today because I think it looks super cool. It's proper vintage. I love all these little ties, the colours on them. You don't get stuff like this anymore made. I just love the purple colour. So I thought, oh, I'm only doing a really short walk. It doesn't really matter what pack I bring today. So I thought I'd bring the old school kind of vibey colour pack today. Really cool. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. I've got my jumper that I usually bring with me. It's really nice and warm. And of course, it is Easter Sunday. It'd be rude not to bring a cream egg. And I've just forgotten the last thing, the light that I bring. So this little light is absolutely fantastic. It comes with a charging cable. You can actually plug your phone into it as well. It acts as like a little power bank. It's really nice and bright. and it seems to last forever, and it's also got magnets on it, so that can be handy for using it for other things. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I brought with me today. There's obviously a few other little bits and bobs, food, which I haven't talked about today. I would usually bring my jet boil, but I didn't today. Brought a few snacks tonight, as I did have a massive meal before I came out. So yeah, that's pretty much all the kit I've brought. If you're just doing a one night thing where you haven't got a long walk to it, you don't really need to bring that much. You can be really minimalistic with what you bring, as long as you've obviously got all the right things to keep warm and keep dry. So the plan now, I'm just gonna sit outside and just enjoy being sat in this absolutely beautiful spot. And I think it's forecasted to go dark in about half an hour. So I'll go in the tent then, have something to eat. And as for the weather, it's just started to cloud over a little bit, but the wind has actually dropped significantly compared to when I first arrived here. So hopefully that rain that's forecasted might actually hold off a bit. But if it does rain, I've got full trust in the tent to keep me dry. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna sit out here, have a drink and just enjoy the daylight whilst we've got it. And then I'm gonna head into the tent. So I've had some dinner, watched a movie, and I am absolutely shattered and ready for bed. Running the Edel Skyline yesterday, I still haven't recovered from that, I don't think. So I'm hoping I'm going to sleep very well tonight. But anyway, I'm going to get some kip now, and I'll catch up with you in the morning. Good morning. Slept really well last night. The rain that I was talking about that had been forecasted for the night definitely happened. Between about 11 and 1 a.m, it absolutely hammered it down, which obviously made sleeping a bit trickier around then. But the tent held up really well, so I'm very happy and pleased about that, because it's the first time I've ever had it out in rain. There wasn't a single leak or anything, not that there should be, but it held up really well. So I'm very happy about that, because there were some moments where it was extremely heavy and I was thinking, please just don't leak, because I don't want to have to pack up camp now. So yeah, very happy with the tent. Very happy with the amount of sleep I've got. I think I'm definitely going to have to go home and have a bit of a nap, but that's the case after most camping trips, isn't it? So I think now, just have a little bit of food, get a drink, and I'll start packing camp up and we'll head back to the car. So I've packed everything away now, and we're going to head back to the car. And as always, leaving no trace, apart from my little dry spot where my tent was. And like I said, I'm going to take a little bit of a different route back to the car, just so that you can see some more of this beautiful woodland. And I couldn't have been happier with that spot that I found for last night. I think I found a real hidden gem right there. There is quite a lot of history within these woodlands, hence why there's quite a lot of kind of man-made features, but that looks very old to me. I'm not going to claim to know exactly how old all this is, but I felt very lucky to have that little area that was all enclosed off. I was really sheltered from the elements last night. Although it did rain, the tent was not getting battered by the wind, and I know if I had camped on Kinder last night, which was my original plan, I think it would have been a very different story. So yeah, very happy with the spot that I chose to camp at last night. I think that was a great spot to kick off the wild camping videos that will be coming to this channel on a much more regular basis. So like I said, I'm going to head back to the car now. I'm going to take a bit of a different route, and I'll show you the route back, and I'll show you some of the woodland that you can see from the footpath. So I've just got back. It was about a 1 mile walk back to the car. Nice way to get the legs working in the morning. However, my left foot is still absolutely ruined from the Edale skyline. So I think it's a good few days of rest for me now. But I hope you enjoyed this wild camp video. Something very different to the channel. As in the past, I've only done walking videos and gear reviews. But I've been saying it for a long time now that I'm going to do a wild camp. So I've finally done one for you. And I hope to do a lot more in the future, especially now that spring is in full swing. So yeah, it's going to be something that's coming to the channel a lot more regularly. So please do let me know in the comments what you thought of this first wild camp video. It's probably going to be a little bit all over the place, a little bit rusty, seeing as it's the first time that I've actually done a wild camp video. Please do let me know. I hope it was okay. I absolutely love the wild camp. It was a fantastic little spot that I found. It could even be a great place to do kind of like a bit of a bushcraft camp, with there being a lot of fallen trees around there. So that could be something else to do in the future. I was super happy with how the Nature Hike Cloud Peak 2 tent held up in the rain. I know it should hold up in the rain. It's a very good tent, but it's the first time I've ever used it in rain. So I was very happy with that. So all in all, it was a fantastic camp, and it's got me really excited to film some more in the future. So I really do hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, thank you so much for all the support. We hit 750 subscribers the other day, which I was absolutely buzzing about. So thank you so much for all the likes, comments, subscribes, all the people who share my videos. It really does mean so much to me. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all had an amazing Easter bank holiday weekend. I know the weather's been really nice. It looks like today is going to be the first day that it's not been sunny. And I hope you've all had a cracking weekend. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.